Hey, it's Ray, ChubbyRay Comics. I don't buy single issues. I get trade paperbacks. I get omnibuses. I love collected editions. I love talking about them. And I love that you come over and watch me talk about them like you're doing now. Start with hitting that like button. Hit that like button. Give me some likes. Let the YouTube algorithm know that I'm somebody worth watching, okay? This is Trade Paperback Tuesday. A Trade Paperback Tuesday, guys. I'm going to tell you about 4 trade paperbacks. These are 3 must-buy trade paperbacks and 1 on the fence, all right? I'm going to tell you about these 3 trade paperbacks. These are books that have been recently released. There's nothing that's brand new, but it's all stuff that's recently released. I like to read paperbacks, but I haven't done a lot of reviews of them, and I'm trying to get caught up, and I'm going to do reviews of trade paperbacks on Tuesdays. Let's start with a must-read book. This is a book you guys must buy. You know I love this hero. It's my favorite hero. It's Redcoat. Redcoat Volume 2. It's Simon Pure. For starters, he's dealing with a serial killer family. Then it's Simon hanging out with Johnny Appleseed. If there's one story I wasn't a huge fan of, there's a whole mystical element. And you guys know me, I'm just not a fan of mystical stuff. So somebody else might love it. I thought it was just okay at best. However, the rest of this book is amazing. There's Redcoat and Annie Oakley, which is awesome. Then you've got the best story in the paperback, Redcoat meeting the Northerner. What is Northerner's deal? We don't know yet. We don't know what Northerner's deal is, but we know that he's got some time travel element about him. This is a really good Civil War story, and I liked it a lot. Now listen, Redcoat Volume 1 was a 5-star read for me. I thought it was fantastic. This one is only 4.5, but it's a must-own. I love Redcoat. I think I'm going to love every Redcoat volume that comes out, but Redcoat Volume 1 is one of the best books I ever read. This one, because of the mystical element of Johnny Appleseed, 4.5 stars. It's a must-read, though. Make sure you get this one. There is a 5-star review in this, and you'll find out who that is in a little bit. But first, let me tell you about Amazing Spider-Man. This is Joe Kelly's Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1. Now, Volume 2 has just released to this, but I realized, oh my God, I haven't even done the review of Volume 1 yet. So I figured I'd do Volume 1 and hold off on Volume 2. We got Spider-Man trying to find a job. It's not the first time we've had him trying to find a job, but Peter's doing his best to find a job. The Parker luck has him not finding one, but then eventually he does. A buddy of his from middle school ends up getting him a job with the Rand Corporation. Meanwhile, he leaves work to do some Spider-Man stuff, and he ends up seeing Hobgoblin. But is he really seeing Hobgoblin, or is he hallucinating? Here's something interesting that's going on in Spider-Man that I didn't know was going on. Norman Osborn is now a good guy? What? When did that happen? I don't know when that happened, but actually I like Norman Osborn in this book. I like Norman Osborn being on the side of Spider-Man. It's actually kind of cool. This is actually a good little arc. It's Peter finding out that somebody is poisoning something and giving people, by people using a product, people are getting hallucinations, including Spider-Man. It's not a bad book. It's not a bad book. Norman Osborn is a good guy. Like I said, I didn't know that was going on. I guess I got to get caught up because I haven't read Spider-Man since Brand New Day. But I surprisingly liked this book a lot. I heard a lot of people complaining about it, but I actually liked it a lot, and I'm looking forward to reading Volume 2. Joe Kelly, Spider-Man Volume 1. Here's your 5-star review, guys. This paperback, this trade paperback is unbelievable. It's so good. Not only did I read it last night, my wife read it. My wife was reading it and was going, oh my God, this is amazing. Of course, it's written by James Tynion. Exquisite Corpses, Volume 1. By the way, Volume 2 is coming out later this month. This is Exquisite Corpses, Volume 1. I've never done a review of it, so I decided to read it again last night and do a review. 5 stars. This is a story of the 13 richest families in the United States who have a tournament for power every 5 years. And each family has one killer represent them. And this time they're doing it in the United States. They're doing it in a small town in the United States. And there's a couple of guys hanging out getting ready for Halloween that are just citizens of the small town. There's a mother in the small town who's wondering if the guys will watch her son because she's got to work. There's also a couple of EMTs who are in the city working Halloween night. One of them receives a letter saying, hey, you've got to leave town. There's something going on. And they decide not to leave. Uh-oh, that does not sound like a good decision. Meanwhile, the tournament starts, and it is unbelievable. I can't even describe how crazy it is what's going on. And it's got a sort of Hunger Games feel, because the rich people have these people that have drones all over the place watching this, and other rich people are watching this on the internet. It's just crazy, with a bunch of lunatic killers, and yet these regular nice citizens in this small town happen to be trapped in the small town with these crazy people. This is unlike anything I've read before. I know people say it's horror. It's not horror. It's just a good mystery. I mean, you know this is going to be developed for television or movies. There's no doubt about it. It's very good. Exquisite Corpses is a book by Image. It's written by James Tynion, and it is magnificent. 5 stars. This is a must buy. Trade Paperback Tuesday, the must-buy book, Exquisite Corpses. And now number 4. All New Venom, which starts out great. Unfortunately, someone on YouTube spoiled this for me before I found out who All New Venom is. All New Venom is not Dylan Brock. Dylan Brock is in this issue, but he's not Venom. We end up trying to find out who Venom is, and the book is very interesting and written by Al Ewing. It's very compelling, very interesting, and great until we find out who New Venom is. And then after we find out who it is, it's not as good. I think they should have waited until the entire end to tell us who the person was. It's a good book, but it's not as good after you find out who All New Venom is. At least that's my opinion. It's a good book. The art in this book is incredible, and the story's good. It's just you care about everyone more before you know who Venom is. And then when you find out the secret as to who Venom is, it's just not as interesting anymore. I still like it. It's still good. But finding out the spoiler before reading it, and then having the book get worse after the big reveal is made, rubbed me the wrong way. So unfortunately, this also gets 3.5 stars. And it's thick. It's a good paperback, and it's a good read. And like I said, I think I was influenced for negative reasons. Finding out the spoiler really sucked for me because I was really enjoying it. But I'll 3.5. So 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars, 4 stars, 4.5 stars, and 5-star masterpiece. Those are your trade paperbacks on this Trade Paperbacks Tuesday. Exquisite Corpses is your must-buy. Redcoat is another must-buy. Amazing Spider-Man, I think, is also a must-buy. Venom, I bought it, but you have to think about it. Anyway, those are my trade paperback picks on this Trade Paperback Tuesday. I'm ChubbyRay. Make sure to hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. If you're as enthusiastic about comic books as I am, become a subscriber. Join the memberships if you want to get videos early. And of course, super thanks are always appreciated. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for coming over and watching, and I'll see you next video.